Hi guys, welcome to Snake Nook. I'm Vanny, and in today's video we're going to talk about my Morelia juvenile pythons. I have Torrent on the left. He is my jungle carpet python, juvenile male. And I have Sunfire. He is my juvenile Bredli's python. He's also a male. And I've had them now for almost 6 months. So we're going to talk about my experience with the Morelia python juveniles that I have here. They both came to me in early October of 2022. And they have both been very interesting to have as juvenile pet snakes. They are both very young still. They're not even a year old, but they're close to it. So upon deciding that I wanted to keep snakes as pets, I went ahead and did a lot of research. I read up on a lot of different species. I watched videos, I read articles, I read books. And even though I eventually decided that my pet snake that I wanted to start off with was a royal, I was just far more comfortable with royals because I had already been working with them at school. That's why I went with the royal. I was very comfortable with just how the royals move, how they are, the temperament, all of that. So that's why I made the decision to start off with a royal. However, I always had the carpet python in the back of my mind because I had taken an interest in this snake. I thought it was very beautiful to look at. The banded patterns are just amazing to look at, especially in the Morelia Bredli. They are just amazing. And they have a very distinct head shape. All of the carpet pythons do. Very, very distinct head shape, and I find them just to look impressive. Even Torrent as a little snake right now, he's impressive to look at. The way that their eyes are set in their head, the nostrils, the labial pits, overall the head of this snake is just impressive. And they command respect just because of the way that they look, not just because they're a snake. But anyway, I ended up waiting a little bit and just making sure that I was pretty comfortable with my skills as a snake keeper before I got a carpet, just because of their reputation. Once I decided that I wanted to have my own carpet python, I really couldn't choose between the Bredlis and the jungle. I was also very closely considering the inland carpet python, the Murray Darling, but those, however, are not as commonly found here in the US as the jungle carpet python or even the Bredlis. They are actually really difficult to find right now, and I did come across a couple of them last year in 2022 in Morph Market. But boy, they were expensive. They were close to $1,000 each. I think one was about $700, and I've seen another one, and I think it was over $700. So that was just a little bit too much. So I focused on trying to find a jungle. I was a bit hesitant because all of the videos that I had seen up to that point, all of them talked about how nippy and quote unquote aggressive jungle carpets are as babies, and that they require a lot of work to mellow out. Eventually they do, but it takes time. I went ahead and decided to just give it a go. I thought, well, this will give me an opportunity to really work on my skills of desensitizing to handling, because prior to Torrent, really the only snake I had to put in some work into desensitizing to handling and then conditioning to handling was my hyposalmon boa sandstorm. She was really the only one that I had ever needed to use the hook to remove from her enclosure until I had conditioned her to handling. So I went ahead and decided to just get a jungle carpet, but at the same time I also wanted a Bredli. Something very interesting about the Bredli that certainly caught my attention was that even though it's a carpet python, it is not in the Spilota complex. It is actually its own species of carpet python. And that is because there are enough differences in their genetic makeup that they can be their own species, and they are not considered to be a Spilota. So I got both of them in the same month in October of 2022, and their enclosures were both set up pretty much identically almost. Pretty much the same decor. They both have perches and branches in there, and it's given me an opportunity to observe not only their physical differences as they're growing up, but also their behavioral differences. And it's been a pleasure to just watch both of them these past several months just develop their personalities. Torrent, for example, has a very unique way of letting me know that he wants to eat. He's the one that is most likely to be under the newspaper and hiding. He's more cautious, he's just more shy. But when he wants to eat in the evening, he is in his warm hide and sticking his little head out just enough that he's letting me know I'm here, I'm ready for food, bring it on. And that's like his little quirk. That's what he does to let me know that he's waiting for a meal. Sometimes he's out hunting, he'll be hanging out around the vines or he's on the perch, but he has this little way of letting me know, okay, I'm ready to eat, because that's how he likes to take his first meal. And right now he's eating 2 or 3 little fuzzy mice, and the first one he usually takes in his warm hide, and then he may come out and spread out somewhere on the vines or something and take a different hunting position for the second or third feeder. But that's usually what he does. Sunfire, on the other hand, he's all over the place. He can be wherever, whenever. He has no specific way of letting me know, okay, I'm ready for food. He's just out and about hunting, or kind of like on the prowl, waiting to see if a meal is coming. So they are quite different in the way that they behave. Sunfire has from moment one just been very mellow, very docile, very easy to handle, never once shown any kind of defensive behavior. Whereas Torrent has certainly made me work for the relationship that I have with him, and it's actually been very rewarding. If you're trying to decide whether or not a carpet python is the right snake for you, make sure to do your research, not just by watching videos, but also by reading books and articles and informational websites on these animals. There is lots of information out there about them these days, lots of sources, so please do your research. I'm happy to have these two guys in my life, and that I'm able to observe them growing up side by side, observing their similarities and differences. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Y'all have a good one. Bye.